In the world of exports, where trust, consistency, and strategy drive success, very few names resonate as deeply as that of Mr. Vidya Shankar. From his early days selling typewriters to becoming a global name in the battery export industry, his story is all about grit, growth, and a great vision. With over 37 years of experience in sales and marketing, he is now the founder and CEO of Shivaram Associates, a consultancy that operates in 14 countries. And he did not stop there. With his new venture, RVS International FZE in the UAE, he is now connecting manufacturers and trading giants in the power and energy space, creating a powerful network that is all about quality, strategy, and results. In this episode of Leadership Lounge with the CEO magazine, we sit down with the man behind the mission, unpacking his story, his lessons, and how he turned every challenge into an opportunity to build something bigger. So now let's hear from the man himself. Hello, sir. Welcome to the Leadership Lounge with the CEO magazine. And it's our pleasure to have you here with us today. So, how have you been?
Thank you, Shweta. First of all, onset, let me take this opportunity to thank you for being a part of your CEO magazine interview and share my stories. Okay.
Oh.
I'm good and things are going well. That's what I'm here.
Okay. Let's start from the beginning. What was your childhood like? And can you tell us a bit about your, early journey, your studies, and how were you raised, and things that have shaped you into the man you are today?
I'm basically born and brought up in Kerala, in a small town called Perumbavoor, we call that. It's a small town, and I had my studies, my schooling in a Christian missionary school. And later on, I did my graduation in my hometown called Kaladi. It's the birthplace of Shankaracharya. And I finished my BCom there. Okay, so my parents' father was into this canteen contract hotel business. He was in that area, and mother is a housewife. And I'm the youngest of the family. And during those days, you don't have much exposure, or, you don't have this kind of new technology, or so your vision or your aim, anything is very limited, being the way which you born and brought up. So with that kind of a beginning, I completed my graduation in my hometown.
In those days, technology was limited and exposure was limited. So how did your education and those experiences help you choose the career path that you are in now?
See, those days, not like, once you complete the graduation, your thing is not to go for higher studies or to have a very big vision or anything, to get a job.
Yeah.
Those days I finished my graduation. Now I had to go for a job, earn for myself, help my parents, like that. So that kind of a scenario, my mind was full of getting a job, and I was lucky enough that I got a job. Those days, there is no computer and all. I'm talking in 87, 88. So those days the typewriter was the main thing. So the biggest company at that time was Godrej. So Godrej, I got an opportunity. I went for the interview and shortlisted. So those days they will not give you a direct appointment. They will ask you to work under a distributor, and they will see your performance. Then only you will get observed.
Oh.
So I worked with them for about 2 years, and after 2 years they were very happy with my performance. And I was finished the interview with Godrej and actually waiting for the appointment order. So it so happened coincident that at that time I got 2 more offers, one from Jeffrey Manners. At that time it was a forehand paste, a very big company from Bombay, and secondly from a small south-based company. This post, Godrej was limited to Ernakulam, Cochin, on that district only. Because Godrej is a very big company. Whereas the Jeffrey manager's post was in Tamil Nadu to be a sales representative, in van sales and all during that FMCG company. But this other small company which was coming up into bathroom accessories and sanitary equipments, the brand name was Duralite. So they have given me a post of area manager for Kerala state.
Okay.
So I was little, over at that point of time, would have gone for Jeffrey Manners or Godrej, which is the topmost company. But you are on a very small part.
Yeah.
Whereas I thought differently. I decided that I will join that small company to earn more, learn more, to be a part of a Kerala state. So I opted that. So that company also grown along with me. They got into various other product portfolios, etc., etc. And 5 years I worked for that company. I become from area manager to regional manager, South India. And I got a reasonably good career path. So by the time I was about 29, I got married. So at that time, I thought 5 years is enough this company and let me look for a change. So luckily at that time, I got the best offer which I can get in my life called Crompton Greaves.
Okay.
Crompton Greaves, it's one of the biggest company which lot of products under their portfolio. You would have heard about fans. Today also they are the market leader.
Yeah.
Lighting, pump division, motor division, switchgear division. It's a big Tupper Group company. So I have been selected as the EIC, they used to call, engineer in charge.
Okay.
So that posting was in Coimbatore. And I got married and shifted with my wife in Coimbatore. And that has changed my career completely.
Yeah.
I could able to learn so many things, how to be a professional, how to work in a, big corporate company.
Yeah.
You have it's a various divisions, each division head. So every month we used to have a boardroom meeting, which each engineer will make a presentation about their performance, all those things. So that journey was really helped me a lot to shape up my own personality, working with them. And I was there for about 5 years in Crompton Greaves, handling the appliances division, which I used to sell, and it's a complete dealer distribution network. So first time I had the chance at that time going in a flight is a very expensive one. I used to go to Bombay for the meeting with the Crompton. And those days, the presentation, I learned what is presentation. Making a presentation, you have an OHP projector, not like the existing days.
Yeah.
So all those things are learning, and I learned what's the strategy, I learned what is marketing, I learned what is branding. Because every month you are getting a lot of ideas from various senior people about the various divisions, etc. So that was a wonderful journey. So after 5 years at that time in 1998, I got a call from my earlier company, which I joined, that they are getting into a new concept in India, modular kitchens.
Okay.
So it was, at that time only it was coming to India, and it was a new concept called Cookscape. The stores.
Okay.
They want to have stores across the country under Cookscape Modular Kitchens. So they said, can you come and join as the head of the project? That MD was very particular. And I also thought, okay, having worked with Crompton Greaves for a long time, and this is again a new opportunity to set up modular kitchens across the country. So our first showroom came in Chennai. In Nugambakam, a place called Nugambakam, which was the talk of the town. The press people, everybody came because that modular kitchen was just getting that.
Yeah.
And we have given a beautiful ad saying that give us 4 walls, we will give you a complete kitchen. So a lot of, I set up about 7 to 8 stores across the southern region. Had a good experience in like that. So again, things were moving. And in 2000, I got a call from a consultant stating that there is an opportunity in the automotive battery industry, a new company called Amar Raja Batteries. So at that time, I was not heard much about Amar Raja Batteries, but I thought, okay, anyway, I got a call, no, let me go and attend. So it was in Chennai. So in 2000 early, I went and attended that interview. So when I went there only, I got really surprised that it was one of the biggest company which they were having the collaboration with Johnson Controls, one of the US most battery manufacturer. And they were launching in India with collaboration with Amar Raja Batteries. And Amar Raja Batteries itself was a big name in the industrial battery. Makes railways, telecom, all those things, they were the market leader. And I could see Ford, big companies, OEM, already they have received in India. So at that time, if you look at the entire marketing scenario, you can find Exide was the market leader.
Yeah.
And battery market was going on a certain different business model. So this company has created the way which the battery got was sold in India. They have spent a lot of money at that time in advertising, and the concept was totally different. They were never gone with a battery distributor. They gone with a franchisee concept. Okay, so a great experience for me joining that company in 2000 as a branch manager in Kerala.
Okay.
Because at that time I was a head on a senior level, but my father was not well. So I thought, let me take this opportunity, be in Kerala to take care of my dad.
Yeah.
So I came back to Kerala. I taken over as the branch manager of Amco, which we started setting up franchises across Kerala. And the brand also, because of the quality, picked up extremely well in the Kerala, not only in the Kerala market, across the country. And those days they spent crores of money for the advertisement. There was a great advertisement with O&M, last long, really long, and hoardings, etc., etc. So that journey has really 10 years I was with them, and that's a company which has given me a maximum career graph. Like branch manager, then I become the regional manager for South India, then become the all India head for the consumer, electronics division, home UPS division.
Okay.
But at that time, I had a great aspiration for exports, international marketing, which Amron was just started. You know, they were well established in India. I'm talking in 2006, 2007.
Okay.
So I was so lucky enough that they have selected me too from regional manager. I was the all India head for the Xenon home UPS division. I got an opportunity for to take care of the head exports of West Asia, African markets.
Okay.
Before that, they have given me the SAARC, Sri Lanka, Nepal, all those countries. So that has given me an excellent opportunity to visit many countries. You know, I visited around 14, 15 countries from GCC, Dubai, Bahrain, Qatar, Oman, Saudi Arabia, East Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania, Mauritius, all these countries. It was a great learning for me in understanding the various country dynamics, best political, economical, all those things. Then you learn about the vehicle park, you learn about the battery replacement potential, technology, everything. Each country has got its own. So that 3 to 4 years working in the export market has given me a tremendous amount of understanding, knowledge, and somehow I could able to enjoy my career over there. So once I finished about 10 to 11 years in Amar Raja, I thought a change is required again. So I decided to, next 2 to 3 years, as though I got into the paint industry, I became the CEO of a company called Sheen Lab Paints, COO, of again putting Sheen World paint stores. Then I got another very big opportunity from a US, one of the topmost company called Sherwin Williams, again putting up the paint stores. Then, but that 3-4 year journey, I don't know, something went wrong for me. I was not happy. Though the position, salary, everything was fine. But by 2014, I decided, after completing 24 years in the corporate world, enough.
Yeah.
Let me do something of my own. I've taken that call. So once I decide that how am I going to, what kind of a profession, whether to become an entrepreneur means what entrepreneur, what business.
Yeah.
I was very clear I don't want to invest money and do, because I am not good in finance. So I was very clear that within my strength, within my capability, everything, which direction I can take.
Okay.
So I have done a brainstorming exercise for myself and decided what to do. So then I thought, okay, I have a good knowledge of export market. I visited this many countries. I appointed distributors across 13, 14 countries and having a good knowledge. So why don't I do something in exports as a business or as a consultant or whatever? So having said that, how do you start?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first step is very difficult.
Yes, there are many questions popped up, like how to select a manufacturer and why should a manufacturer hire you as a consultant for promoting his product. They have their own team and things. And secondly, how the trade will perceive you as a third person. Why should they take from you? And what kind of a margin or what kind of a thing you will get.
Yeah.
Okay, there are many questions came up. But at the same time, I was very clear that this is going to be my pathway. So I did lot of homework trying to understand Indian companies. As usual, it was Exide and Amar Raja. And there was another big company, third place, called Amco. Amco is a very big corporate under Tafe Group and Amalgamation Group. So I was so fortunate, lucky that my ex-boss in Amar Raja, who has taken me, Mr. S. Ramachandra, he was the executive vice president of Amar Raja at that time. He left Amar Raja and all, and he became the director board in the Amco, in the Tafe Group. So one day I have a very good rapport and he likes me a lot. So one day I called him and he said, you come to Chennai and meet me. So I told him, sir, this is what my plan is. So Amco is a very big brand and they make motorcycle battery, auto rickshaw, three-wheeler battery, also four-wheeler battery, etc. And they were the OEM to TVS, Bajaj, all these big people. So, but they were doing extremely well and in India, but they were not doing in exports. So I have selected that as a good opportunity and I requested that, can you give me an opportunity? You know my track record. I have been in export market for a couple of years with Amron, established this many markets, etc. So there is a huge Bajaj TVS motorcycle going to African countries, around 30-40 countries is going. So all this battery replacement is required for this thing. So he said, yeah, Vidya, the idea is good. I am only in the director board. So you do one thing, I will introduce to the CEO and the senior management team. And you come and make a presentation and see whether they are getting convinced to make you as the first time. No, nobody will make you as a consultant. Maybe they would have given you an offer. So I went and he has arranged for a meeting and I made a beautiful presentation of how am I planning to establish the Amco brand in various countries with my expertise, whatever I learned during my Amro days. They were impressed and they have given me an exclusive contract for 2 years.
Okay.
To be their authorized person. They called me as a global ambassador under their language. They call ambassador as the distributor for India, global ambassador. Nice to have that tag.
Yeah.
And it was a great opportunity because I have somebody, a big company to talk. But again, when I sent the mail or thing from as my name, people may not consider you as an agent or something. So again, I went back and they have created their own mail ID and a visiting card, Vidya Shankar, this thing. So I got the address, everything. So the journey started. I started my own company called Shivaram Associates. That's my company, which is a partnership company, me and my wife.
Okay.
We registered that company and we entered that first agreement with Amco
Okay.
for 2 years. So initial month I had some teething issues, some limitations, etc. But things started responding. People started happy because Amco has got a brand and in their country they could see this big distributor, importers, etc. So that has the first country I got the order from Mauritius.
Okay.
That was the first order, so happy. Amco is also happy, first container is going, no?
Yeah.
You get money in advance, warranty is sold out. So from Mauritius, I got the other country, Malawi in Africa, third in Burundi. So like that, I started getting business and export. My dream I started working out. Then I started traveling to various countries. So that happened in 2014 to 2017. 3 years I could able to reasonably establish Amco brand in various countries. So I realized that now that I become an export man, I got some address, reputation, everything. I could find many other opportunity for other segments like tubular and solar batteries. In Africa, there is a lot of power shortage. So there is a great opportunity for you to sell or tubular and solar batteries.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Amco was not into automotive. They were getting it under private label.
Okay.
And India also was a very big market. So I identified my another company called Shakti. There is a company in Bangalore. So I identified they make very good tubular batteries. So I went and they were so happy because they have never been into exports. And my second agreement I signed with them for the tubular batteries. And I got them the first order from Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
So tubular, solar started going to Nigeria, Yemen, Syria, various countries. Things have started developing. Then I also started creating my own website. I have my own brochure. I have my own credentials to prove. And my network contacts in the international market has been reputed, has gone up very well. So people started accepting me as a marketing consultant or thing. So then I participated as Shivaram Associates in one of the big global exhibition in Dubai, Automechanica. Automechanica is one of the top which you will see 47 country people who come and do the thing. So I've taken a stall. At that time I need to spend 5 to 6 lakhs.
Okay.
And I put my stall. So the name, the contacts, network, then people started asking. So then the export market is so competitive and quality, everything. You need to have various things. I started contacting very big companies from Europe because some people want Europe premium product. So there is a company called Monbat from Bulgaria.
Okay.
Then there is a company in Bangladesh, Panna Batteries. All those companies, they were all happy by seeing my credentials and signed agreement and appointing me as their authorized person.
You were working for Amco still then?
Amco, I was continuing.
Okay.
I was not working, no. I was a part of promoting the...
Like they signed a contract with you for 2 years. So was that contract extended?
Very good question. Yeah, they were so happy, Obviously, It so happened that the person whom introduced, Mr. Ramchandra, he became the CEO of the company.
Okay.
So when he became the CEO of the company, I become more stronger because I proved and I made his name good. And apart from that, they have given me another assignment to become the All India consultant for their Amco batteries in India. So I was also a part-time consultant taking care of the Amco team in the aftermarket.
Okay.
So that journey was going and they were also happy. Meantime, I started adding more manufacturers. Then I realized that Gulf market and all, the price is a very big bottleneck. So I went to China, had a good manufacturer from there because you get a competitive price, but not as great quality as India or Europe. But the trade is also aware. They need a cheaper product as well. Cheaper means not the quality is okay. Compared to other manufacturers, you will get the value for money. So this journey becoming 6 to 7 manufacturers, I have 10 to 11, 12 distributors. Things have really started working out well. And it has reached a point whether there is a great demand in having these batteries, and I was also having a very good relationship with all these manufacturers.
What were some of the biggest lessons that you have learned along the way?
See, lessons, you can have good and bad lessons or good or everything. It all, when I become a part of Amco in promoting their product, etc., I have a limited knowledge. But as long as I started getting into more manufacturers and identifying, I used to go and visit their manufacturing plant to understand the various process, systems, quality benchmarks. Because battery is a very, without battery, no vehicle can run. Whatever the decision comes, you need a vehicle to run. So at the same time, you need to understand the quality of the battery, which is very, very important. Okay, what kind of, process, what kind of a system. And battery is a perishable product. So temperature is an enemy for battery. And what happens? The shipment takes minimum 45 days to reach various countries. And you have to sell the battery within 90 days. Because there is something called OCV, 12.7 volt. It has to maintain to charge the battery when you put it in the car.
Okay.
Then the alternator will take care. So within the 3 months, you are supposed to sell the battery. So many people, sometimes they sell after 4, 5 months or 6 months, the battery's efficiency will come down. So I have to teach them, after 3 months you have to refresh the battery for more life. Then I have to also, each country has got their own quality benchmarks. For example, if you see in Saudi Arabia, you have SASO, which is a very important criteria. So all the manufacturer with whom I am dealing, I need to ensure all these challenges are being taken care. Even ocean freight keep fluctuating. So the price can go and there can be many crises happen like a Red Sea issue. The shipment will get stuck somewhere. So these are all the challenges which you have to overcome. Finally, I act as a bridge between the distributor and the manufacturer. So any kind of this kind of a learning challenges, that's what I said, always to remain calm in the critical situation and handle the issue, which you will get that energy, confidence by understanding more and more. And when you start seeing problems, your experience will give you more energy to sort out that kind of an issues.
Setting up any company is challenging. In the initial days, it is always challenging, whether you are backed with, some finances or you are starting on your own. There are challenges. So what were some of the early challenges that you faced while setting up your company?
No, to be very honest with you, I haven't faced any great challenges.
Okay.
Because you have to understand and appreciate, my business model plan was different.
Yes, it was.
I told you I am not a finance guy. I don't want to invest money or give credit or anything. What is my strength? Is to understand that export market. So there my investment was zero. Only later on I had to spend for my journey to various countries, going then visiting various manufacturers, etc. So I've never had my experience that I went through some tough situation or challenge with regard to setting up my business or making need some finance or anything.
The COVID.
COVID, that's what. Again, luckily I was in a business
But
in
still,
COVID.
the borders
medicine.
were closed and things like
No,
that.
it was. Like everyone, I also had gone through, I cannot travel, the shipment was not. That 1 to 2 years I have to struggle. COVID time was really tough. It was a completely no shipment, nothing. So gradually, somehow I survived at that time.
You have recently started your another company.
Yeah.
RVS International FZE. So, what led you to start? You were already running a successful company, and then why did you venture into another one?
I started my Shivaram Associates in 2014 and 10 years, over. There was a limitation for my growth. If I want to go to the next level, sitting here I cannot grow.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, visiting many countries, etc. Dubai being the global hub for many countries. Okay. And Dubai is the place which you can be, if you have your base, easy for you to travel to African countries or Middle East countries, getting visa, all those things is a very easy process.
Yeah.
Secondly, you get various global exhibitions, like I told you, Auto Mechanica, etc., which you will be able to interact with many buyers who come from various countries. And thirdly, here, whatever your money you own, you have to pay 30% tax. There is no tax. It's a completely, whatever you own is a tax-free income. Many people come to Dubai from African countries, which you have a great opportunity to meet these African buyers. So like that, there are various trends and various opportunity I have in Dubai. So about 4 months back, I started my company in Dubai. Of course, it's a very costly, setting up a company, getting the Emirates ID, getting the bank account is not that easy. It's really a tough thing, and cost of living, rental, everything is too much. But I had the determination that I'll be able to go to the next level if I want to grow bigger from this many countries to more countries, or from this many consultancy to other thing, or also to deviate from battery to other areas. It was very, very important to take a decision to shift to Dubai.
You have already told us how you, help companies like Amco to grow overseas. But can you explain in simple terms, like how your business helps manufacturers and trading companies improve their operations?
See, I'll give you an example. If you look at GCC, Gulf countries, there are about 6 countries. You have Dubai, Saudi, which is one of the most important Gulf. There are all the other countries. There are about active, consistent 500 importers you can see across GCC. There are more, but I'm talking about active, very, who are engaged into various automotive business, from cars, all the big end cars you can see in GCC.
Yes.
Anything you take, including your Tesla, your China's new BYD, all these kind of cars are in Gulf. And all this requires automotive parts, accessories, and mainly there are 3 things: tire, lube, and battery. These 3 are very, very important for all the trading conglomerates to serve the customer. All the GCC have only 2 or 3 local manufacturers. One is AC Delco, that Middle East battery company in Saudi Arabia. Then you have another national battery company in Saudi Arabia, and apart from that, Dream Batteries in Oman.
Okay.
But these 3 countries, their total capacity is maximum all put together is about 4 to 5 million. Whereas the battery replacement potential in those GCC countries are about 14 million.
Okay.
So there is always a vacuum of 60 to 60%. So how you bridge is importing batteries. So now coming back to your question, there are many manufacturers across Asia, your automotive battery, then there are big players in US, Europe, all these places. So the market is a red ocean, there is tough competition.
Yeah.
And you have to invest money, you have to give credit in the Gulf market for 150 days, 200 days, so turnaround of your capital. So unless and otherwise, and battery is I told you, it's a very perishable product. So you have to have all kind of service network and instruments like a Metronics tester, to test the battery when there is a problem, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So all those things, this trading people, they get limited access or information from manufacturer. He will say, this is my battery, this is my brochure, this is my price. See, in this kind of a scenario, people like me, I have acquired a thorough knowledge, for example, of GCC market. If you ask me any question regarding the vehicle park or the battery replacement potential or how many brands, what price, what profit, all those things I have mastered out of my experience. So what I do, when I approach the manufacturer, I give them a presentation about those countries, what are all the challenges, what are all the opportunities, what can be the price, what the quality, everything I have. I go to their factory, visit, discuss and convince them, then we sign up an agreement. So that agreement, I also ensure that if there is any manufacturing defect or abnormal warranty, you have to support my customer, you have to give me at this price, you have to help me in shipment, because exports is a very risky business. If something goes wrong, the whole thing will have an issue. Likewise, trading conglomerates, they also need somebody like me who will go and explain about their own market dynamics, pricing. I show them the breakup, at what price they will get, at what price they can sell, how to store the battery, how to maintain the system process, train the people. So these are all value addition they are getting, which they will not get from the manufacturer.
Yeah.
So they are very happy and excited. And the price also, I am not getting as a commission or anything. That manufacturer will have some amount under his marketing program, which he gives me from that a smaller portion as a consultancy charge. So the price is also not get uploaded or added. So the distributor is happy, manufacturer is happy, and the business is going on well.
One thing that you are very particular about is quality. So, when you are working with international partners, how do you make sure that the products meet quality standards and, follow the rules that the certain country has set?
Each and every country have their own set of rules for batteries. That's what I was telling you earlier. If Saudi, there is something called Saber Sasso. If UAE, there is something called ESMA. If other countries like Oman, Bahrain and all, there is something called GSO. Okay. So these batteries needs to get tested by a third-party repute agency endorsed by this country, which there are various criterias. In battery language, we call it as CCA, RC. Charge acceptance, charge retention. There are many criterias which the battery should get tested by this agency who will visit the manufacturer and get it certified that this is capable of giving you a longer life. And moreover, GCC is a high temperature country. It goes up to 50, 60 degrees.
Yes.
So battery has to withstand that kind of climate. So the battery certification process, they will randomly check after reaching the port.
Okay.
So manufacturer has to ensure that the quality is well taken care, and the customer also need to ensure, which I told you, that after 3 months he has to refresh the battery, recharge the battery, and if there is a complaint, he has to see whether the battery has gone into the correct fitment of the vehicle.
Okay.
So there is a both way. I always act as a bridge in advising and giving the information to both the manufacturer as well as the trading groups.
What is your long-term vision for Shivaram Associates and RVS International FZE?
See, the long-term vision, as I explained to you, my main purpose of establishing my own company in Dubai, I want to go to the next level.
Okay.
So, I am into power and energy solution business, right? So, batteries is only a part of power and energy solutions.
Yes.
If you take, you have UPS backup battery, SMF VRLA, which I am doing, apart from the automotive battery. Now, there is a lot of opportunity coming up in various, some of the country where there is a huge power shortage.
Yeah.
There are many countries which I am exploring to venture into the solar. So you call it a solar park or solar hub. So again, as you are aware, India is getting into a very big level of renewable energy.
Yes.
And solar, you can see booming like India. For the next 5 years, you can see 40-50% of our country will be with solar. You see everywhere the solar has been in each house. Things are putting. So I have many opportunities under Make in India to give an opportunity to the people, manufacturers in India, to take their solar plant, to have a end-to-end setup of solar plant in various countries, which I am starting maybe with Yemen to start with in the immediate future, and their own add-on other products. For example, now we are shifting to EV, we are shifting to lithium ion. So the tubular battery in backup in Yemen or many places, it is slowly shifting. There is a transformation happening to lithium battery, which they get 5 years more than life. So again, lithium in India, there are many people are coming up. So all those my efforts in diverting the solar project from Indian manufacturers or lithium and setting up the plant for those people will also create employment opportunity from India to take people there and work. So there is a big plan which is under my process.
Okay. You have set an ambitious goal of expanding into 40 countries by 2028. So, what steps are you currently taking to achieve that goal?
See, within my 11 years of journey, I told you I am with 14 countries, Gulf, West Asia, Africa, etc. And having a tie-up with 7 manufacturers, global manufacturers. So next 3 years, I was in India, I could not explore. Whereas now I shifted to Dubai, I need to start. There are about more than 54 countries in Africa. West Africa, East Africa, South Africa, North Africa, Central Africa, where the batteries are required, which I penetrated only to few countries. If you take Latin America, there is a huge opportunity for motorcycle battery and other kind of batteries, which I have explored Guatemala or Peru, only 2 countries. So then I have not touched maximum up to SAARC countries. You have East Asia. So all these countries put together, I got about 150 to 200 countries. Out of that, where I am in 14 countries. So I'm sure within next 3 years, I want to expand my 7 manufacturers to 14 manufacturers, 14 account of customers to 40 within next 3 years, which I'm trying, and I hope I'll be able to achieve that.
As your company grows into areas like project consultancy and renewable energy, how do you see your role changing?
Role changing will be a multitasking. Okay, it's a multitasking, and so far I handle everything myself. I don't have any supporting team. So far it's a one-man army.
Okay.
But as you rightly said, when I am trying to expand my horizon to all these ventures, one-man army will not be enough. So maybe I have to look for that kind of a setup in the coming years.
So you have been managing all this by yourself. Okay, that's impressive.
No, because I have a great passion for what I do, and I'm a workaholic. I work minimum 14 to 15 hours, because when you are in India, most of your overseas, their time is
Different.
4 hours, either front or back or anything. So you cannot work on a 9 to 5 job in exports market.
Yeah.
And most of the thing now happens through WhatsApp, your mobile, smartphone. Maybe laptop to some extent. So, and even though I told you that I'm a one-man army, but anything, if I have to get things done, there are a lot of freelancers who I can seek their help and support. But when you decide to go for a big plan, you need to see how
team.
you are going to have a team.
Are there any leadership values or principles that have guided you in your journey?
Of course, without that you cannot survive. Okay. See, the values are very clear that to create market, what you can say, to make sure I am giving a quality product and a good service to my both the vendors and the trading conglomerates. Then to be their preferred consultant to attend their pain areas. They may go through various crises, critical things, where to solve their problem, both from manufacturer side and the trading side. And finally, to ensure and trust and integrity that they have a person who can rely upon in giving them the best product, quality, pricing, and support them in developing the market.
You have an extensive career working for different companies. Then you have an like you said, 11-year-long journey of your own venture. So who has been your biggest inspiration so far?
My biggest inspiration, none other than my mother.
Okay.
Because she is 92.
Okay.
And you won't believe, I still discuss my global strategy with her. So my cousin or my brother all used to laugh at me that what you are discussing the global strategy with her. But she is a voracious reader. She has got tons of knowledge by reading books, Tamil books, Malayalam books. She has got a small library. So by reading, and she has a thorough knowledge of Mahabharata or Gita, everything. Even you talk to her about Bible, Quran, she will say.
Okay.
So all those things, she gives me some ideas, some proverbs, some do's and don'ts, or ask you to think differently. So somehow I got my mentor inspired by her with her positive energy giving to me when I go through a crisis management. And also before any meeting, she will open the Gita or Mahabharata and tell you have to prepare for that meeting in such a, you can expect that kind of a questions. Can you believe?
Okay.
So somehow I am so grateful that she keeps me going at this age.
If you had to thank a few of them, and who would they be, and What role do they have played?
There are many. If I cannot list down many people, but there are some people who has really made me some impact. For example, I told you about my mother. My father is no more, but my father, when I was at +2, first my dad taught me about business. It's a very interesting story that he was into hotel business. So one day I saw him very upset. So I asked him, what happened? So he said, he's into hotel business. So he said, there is a great scarcity for oil to cook in the hotel, no? So there is no oil he is getting. So I said, if I help you, is it okay? So I found a sourcing to get him 10-15 liters of oil, but I told you that I will take a commission from my dad. So, no, what I am saying, here the learning what I am trying to tell you, on that day, at that age, I realized if somebody has got a problem, if you give him a solution, you are getting a value for that.
Yes.
So even though to my dad, understanding, I give him oil, so I found out how to get a vendor, how to get sourcing. Then how to solve a problem. I'm just giving you this as an example that, who has taught me that from my childhood itself, who made me to think and to go into this stage. And I need to name one person. Without that, Shivaram Associates would not have happened, because I told you, it's not that easy for me at that time to get a manufacturer who will believe me, trust me to sign an agreement, only because of Mr. Ramchandra, who I told you, who was the director at that time. So he personally came, he given the assurance to the management team of Amco that this gentleman will do well. And if that opportunity, if I have not received, you imagine, okay, I would have somehow survived. To what level, I don't know. So that endorsement or the hand holding of him, I have to really, always it will be there in my mind to say that that person has opened the gateway to the world of export business. So I would like to thank him specially.
So now, as we are nearing the end of our discussion, I would like to ask you your advice to young entrepreneurs who want to enter the export business or any other, industry and start their own venture. What advice would you offer them?
We are today living in a world. Earlier we used to say opportunity knocks. Okay, now the word is changed.
Yes.
Opportunity is hanging. You to cherry pick what you want. Because I'll tell you an example what's happening in our India. If you know driving, you can earn money by Ola, Uber, or you have that food thing. There are many ladies who cook very well, become a big entrepreneur today with a cloud kitchen.
Yes.
If you are a smart, you know how to communicate, you want this thing, you can be a YouTuber.
Yes.
So opportunities for youngsters are hanging. We don't have to tell them. With you are qualified, not qualified, you are IIM, IIT, doesn't matter. If you know how to utilize, how startup coming. So I don't think any advice is required. We have to inspire from them rather than we give them the advice.
Before we wrap up, I would like to, ask you, how has your overall experience been working with the CEO magazine?
CEO magazine, I've been following up. I am a regular subscriber.
Okay.
And I have seen many CEOs who have been featured.
Yeah.
With very big names, which I used to see with lot of admiration and thing, number one. Number two, I'm so happy. See, if you see my Shivaram Associates, my tagline is Gateway to Global Business.
Yeah.
I'm giving you that word to your CEO magazine, your company is actually a gateway to Indian business entrepreneurs as well as global platforms in bringing their what they do through this kind of interviews and featuring them in your magazine, which the outside many people come to know about their experience, capability. One way inspires many people how they have brought up their business. Second way, they also can explore those kind of an opportunities. So you are a real, gateway to all these budding entrepreneurs in India and also established entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Same case with me also. So I also would like to thank CEO Magazine today to sit and share my journey so far, which may be able to inspire someone. I am happy.
In your opinion, what value do platform like us, the CEO Magazine, offer to the entrepreneurs and business leaders today in today's dynamic environment?
No, I can only tell you that if I need to rate you out of 10, I will rate you definitely between 8 and 9.
Okay.
Which all that parameters you yourself can list down. 8 to 9 is a star rating, no? So in that way I rate you. Because you are really helping. And entrepreneurs are also getting more visibility through you. It's a win-win situation. Not only one side CEO Magazine, entrepreneurs are also getting the equal benefit. So I would like to continue this kind of a, good job to make sure that, you also play a part in the India growth story.
Okay. So that was all from my end, sir. And thank you so much for coming here and joining us here for the podcast.
Yeah.
And it was really nice talking to you. I got to learn so many things from you today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I humbly accept your appreciation, and I also again thank you for your management, and your questions were really good, and I've been able to share
Yes.
with a good interview.
Okay.
Thank you and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.